Hello race fans, and welcome to another GMS Productions video where we bring virtual cars to bring real excitement. And here we are today at Bristol for race number 4 of the NRLOA Ortho Cup Series Season 3. And today we have a front row that consists of two known drivers in this series. One of them is the Coca-Cola Showdown winner of Stuart Gratton alongside Julian Quintero on the front row. And the starting lineup is rolling at the bottom of your screen right now, as we're not much time to go around this full, to get the whole lineup on the full half-mile track. So we'll go through a bunch of highlights real quickly, as one of them is being the number 17 right there on the front row. Sorry, kind of got stupid there for a second. Number 17 is Julian Quintero, the past season champion, starting on the front row. Won the last series race at Texas. Hopefully he can try to make it back-to-back here, starting in the second position. And the number 99, another driver to look out for. Part-time driver, though, Caleb Senor in the number 99. He won the Under Armour Cup Series season opener at Daytona, and he placed top of the charts in the knockout qualifier for this race. So let's see how this race goes on, as we have 50 laps here at the Bristol Motor Speedway at this half-mile racetrack. And we're going to get to the front of your field here, as there's a lot of laps that need to be covered, as I'm sorry that I've not been so good on my commentating lately. And the cars will now roll off the pit road and will begin their pace lap. And is everybody going to get started here? And it looks like it. So it's good news, and the starting lineup's rolling on the bottom of your screen. But we're going to go finish out the rest of the top 10 that you will see anyway. Alan Eberhardt starts alongside John Arndt. They both need some good finishes here in this series. The number 53 of Jonathan King. And oh, we got trouble from the Daytona 500 champ of Elijah Gordon. The bad thing is they already took off the grid, so he started his car, so we cannot restart the race. And Stuart Gratton's going to take the green flag. And he got a big jump on Quintero, as this race might be hectic. I don't know how this start's going to be. And tough break for Elijah Gordon, your Daytona 500 champ, as you have to stay in the top 30 in points to make the chase, and this will hurt him. He's actually in the top of the point standings. And we're going to show you your lineup. As Stuart Gratton got a great jump on the start there. Quintero, your Texas winner, is second. Alan Eberhardt, teammate to Stuart Gratton, is third. Fourth is, and stinking pace car, Jonathan King. And fifth place is Tristan Allen, who actually, and we got some contact in. Matt Tuck hit the wall back there, and Matt Dallio's on the apron. Drivers getting crazy early on in this race, as I'm surprised we haven't seen a caution, but doesn't mean we won't. John Hart is slipping back through the field. And oh, the 54 got really loose underneath John Hart. That's Matt Tuck, and Aaron Walpole Jr., the Season 1 champion of the series, is pulling away, as this battle is for the 12th position. Arndt is falling back to 13th, and he's about to lose that. He started up in the top 5. And teammates here for KAB Enterprises, Keith Batson and part-time driver Kat Telly are both running 6th and 7th respectively. Dan Park up to the 8th position, as William Brock, he got a great finish at Texas, finished second, came up very short to the win, but he is here today in the top 10, along with Benny Watson, who is in 10th place as well. Back up front to the field, Stuart Gratton still commands this race, and I believe he's won 2 races before in this series. I could be wrong about that, but I know he's won. He won Auto Club last season in a Toyota, and he did not make the chase because he didn't stay in the top 30 in points. So that heartbreaker there. And Elijah Gordon is back on the racetrack. He's 2 laps down, though, so he's going to need a lot of luck on his side if he's going to want to keep his car in a legit shot. And I don't think there are pit stops in this race, so it might be a heartbreaker here for the 46, as he has a lot of ground to make up in this race already. And some contact back in the wall somewhere. I don't know who it was. And here's another part-time driver, Tyler Markell, making a decent start. having alliances with Knight Racing. Markel is 14th on the board. Chris Dodd here in 15th. He really needs a good finish. He's one of the lowest full-time drivers in points, and that is not a good sign when there's part-time drivers in front of you in points, but don't be discouraged. You still got more races to get wins and make up points. Number 75, Jesse Turner here, having a good day going so far in 16th. Back up towards the front of the field. They're starting to get grouped together, but Stuart Gratton is still pulling away, and he's catching up to Elijah Gordon as well. And we're already a fifth of the way through this race, as Bristol is a very fast race. And usually we get some cautions, but there's not been any commotion yet, except for the start. When Stuart Gratton dropped off, or took off on the green flag, and the 46 Daytona winner got caught up in a little incident with his race car. And Jack Porkins here falling back to the back of this pack. He is in 38th as of now. Manuel Hartnett as well. These are some guys, and Ryan Madden, these are some guys that have wins, and they're doing good on points right now. But points is not the concern right now. It will be in about 5 to 10 races, but right now it's not the biggest thing in the world. So you do want to get those good finishes right now as it stands. And Stuart Gratton continues to hold the lead over the field, and he is catching up to Jack Porkins, and Elijah Gordon has gotten by him, so he's making little progress, but I doubt he's going to get those 2 laps back unless he finds a way, like half the field wrecks out or something. But no commotion or no caution on the racetrack yet. We're almost halfway through this thing as well. Stuart Gratton is catching up to the back of the field, as it takes about 15 seconds to get around this racetrack. Quick update as well. Cody Smart in the number 2 machine for Smart Motorsports has the fastest lap of the day at a 14.763. So under 15 seconds by about a quarter. It's about the fastest lap around here so far. So Stuart Gratton is technically not far behind Jack Porkins as he's coming in the frame. And this could cause some trouble for Stuart Gratton, because Quintero's starting to pull away from Alan Eberhardt in the 4 car. Showing off the new Android colors as he rode the Rockstar colors in the last race. And Gratton technically has a win this season, if you count the Coca-Cola Showdown. But he does not have a points-paying win, and it's a good day to do it here, as he's led every lap so far. And we've not had a driver that's led every lap so far this season, because it's hard to do that. But at tracks like Bristol and Martinsville, that is definitely possible, because nobody can really pass you. And New Hampshire coming up on the schedule, as well as a very hard track to pass. But the next couple races on our schedule are going to be at Dover, Richmond, and Talladega, it looks like, on the schedule. So some good mix of races coming up on the Ortho Cup Series stable. And you can see half a straightaway behind Jack Porkins as the race leader. Stuart Gratton closing in on the halfway point of this race. He's held a pretty distinct lead over Julian Quintero, and I don't think Quintero's really closed the door on him at all. He's just pulled away from the 4 machine, as 3 Fords lead a Toyota and a Chevrolet, the highest Chevrolet in the field being Tristan Allen. Besides that, you got to go all the way back to Dan Park and William Brock to find more. The highest Dodge in the field is the number 77 of Benny Watson. Not many Dodges in this field. Jack Porkins and his team and NRLOA Motorsports. Those 2 teams hold Dodge cars. But besides that, the rest of the field is Fords, Chevrolets, and Toyotas. Now, DW Motorsports, which is the team that holds Stuart Gratton, and Alan Eberhardt and Dejan Weeks, all their cars are Mustangs instead of Ford Fusions. So, keep in mind, as there's a Ford Fusion chasing down this Mustang up front in the field. There's about a second of a gap till you get to 4th place from the leader. So, the number 44 machine is closing the gap, or is expanding the gap between him and 2nd place and the rest of the field. And he's closing the gap on the back of the field, but he's not really gained anything since Elijah Gordon got back up to speed and got on the racetrack. As we're coming to 20 to go, as we are past halfway in this thing. Quintero closed the door about 5/100ths of a second that last time by. If he can keep doing that every lap, he could reach him pretty soon, but it's very hard to do that at this racetrack to keep a consistent speed. And he is closing little by little, but it might be a little too late as the race goes on. And we're going to give you a full field rundown, as we already given you the top 10. as your taker will go to the next set of cars on the screen. Matt Tuck here in the number 54. He's doing a nice job in 12th position. John Art faded back to 13th. Tyler Markell in 14th. 15th is Chris Dodd. 16th is Jesse Turner. 17th is Clint Buchanan. The number 16, the 69 of Eli Bright running solidly in 18th. Then you got Caleb Hoffman and Cody Smart, who has the fastest lap of the day. And then in your 21st position, you have the 3 car of Johnny Gardner. Then you have Julio Caesar. You got JT Bryant, Caleb Sonor, who's got a ton of right side damage. Probably why he's not been as fast as he was in the knockout qualifier. But he's running 24th. 25th is Jonathan Hoff. 26th is Luke Rainey. The number 25 of Carson Scott. 28th is Jack Morris. Hold on. I'm sorry, this is Tristan Allen. Jack Morris is actually 5th place. I apologize in advance for that. I usually see Tristan Allen in the 95, so that got me off guard. So Jack Morris is actually running in the 5th position. Matt Dallio is 29th. 30th is Nathan Stapleton. Dejan Weeks is running 31st. Nicholas Amadillo in the 9 is running 32nd. Then you got Joshua Circuli in 33rd. Zachary Fitzwater in 34th. Paul Minnick in 35th. 36th is Ryan Madden. 37th is Emmanuel Hartnett. 38th is Jack Porkins. And 39th is Elijah Gordon. And back up to the front of the field as I want to go to 5th place real quick. Sorry about the whole commotion about me saying Tristan Allen's in the 95. I was wrong. It's Jack Morris as I look at the ticker again. And Julian Quintero is closing the gap between him and the race leader. Could the 17 be a little bit faster, as he's really actually pulled away from the 4 and he's closing on the back door of the 44. But is it going to be enough time, and is the 44 going to actually catch lap traffic, which I don't know, because they've stayed about a solid 13 seconds behind the race leader, which means they've not really faded back enough where the race leader can catch him. We're coming to 11 laps to go this time by as laps tick down very fast here. The 17, is he gaining any more ground on this number 44 machine? No, he actually lost some time there to the leader of Stuart Gratton. Back here in the back of the top 10, you have Dan Park and Kat Tellier going at it for the 7th position. Then you got this 3-way battle for 9th as Aaron Walpole Jr. caught up to this group. And they look really bunched together, but the 17 is actually losing more ground now, back on the number 44 of that Intel Ford Mustang. And yeah, Stuart Gratton is not really gaining too much ground, enough to where he's catching lap cars. But a tough break, though, for Elijah Gordon. He started his race on the wrong foot, and he will finish 39th, 2 laps down if nothing happens out of catastrophic here in the next couple laps. The 44 has been holding a very solid race. He's not been making any mistakes, not been hitting the wall like Caleb Sonor did, which that number 99 machine will be 24th unless something else happens to him. Julian Quintero has only won 2 races in his career, but they have both been... He won the Homestead race, which clinched him the championship last season, and he won the Texas race. So he's won 2 out of the last 4 races in this series. Finishing second today would probably get him a good chance to hold the points lead after this race. Stuart Gratton just looking for that win that could put him in the chase for season number 3. Because last season he got a win very early on in the season, and he really couldn't use it because he was too far down in points that he couldn't get up in the top 30 in points and make that win useful. 4 laps to go this time by for Stuart Gratton as he put down a faster lap, and Quintero's not closing the door enough. Alan Eberhardt is kind of closing in on the 17 machine of Quintero here for the 2nd position. But they've all kind of maintained a very steady gap until you get back to Keith Batson, and on back there, all these drivers are bunched up for position. And I'm going back through the field to make sure that nobody's side by side. We can look at that. There's Sonor again with the right side damage. He's the only person I've seen that has that much damage on his race car. And then here's the back of the field. And then back up here to Stuart Gratton. As fast as this race has gone by, he's going to take the white flag, the very important white flag. After this lap, the next flag ends it. Stuart Gratton, he's led every lap today, and he will probably have the most laps led after this race. Stuart Gratton coming out of turn 4. He won the Coca-Cola Showdown. He is now going to win the Food City 500 at Bristol. Quintero comes up short in second. He finished first in the last race. He'll finish second in this race. Alan Eberhardt has a fantastic finish after having a struggle in these last couple races to get a good finish. And making sure nobody wrecked here coming on the pit road. The 99 has had a rough race, and apparently he came on the pit road with some hood damage. And the 59 is probably who he got into. There's Fitzwater with some damage. And tough break for Elijah Gordon. But that is the race here from Bristol. No cautions in that race. And I don't know if that's the first race this season. We've not had a caution, but it seems like it. So there's your top 5, and I basically went through the full field, so throughout the race, and nothing really changed, so you can look at the leaderboard here. Stuart Gratton won by 0.4 of a second, as we'll scroll down to the bottom here, as you see Elijah Gordon, the Daytona 500 champion this season, finished 39th 2 laps down after some early engine, or had some shifting troubles or something like that, because he did not get going at the start of that green flag. But thank you guys for watching another Ortho Cup Series race here on this channel. Please like this video if you want to see the knockout qualifier for race 5 at Dover, and if you want to see more races here on this channel, as I will try to get the Brooks Elimination Series race at Atlanta out soon. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you for the next race here on GNS Productions. Bye-bye.